mean, rough life. Am I right? This is cold already. Hold please. Now we can begin. Hi, my name is Alexa. I'm a cat mom, web designer, and owner of Valoo Creative, where we create beautiful and functional sites for our clients that make their lives easier. So excited. Today we're going to be talking about 10 ways that you can use Wix to build your business. This is perfect for beginners who have never heard of Wix, never used Wix, have no idea what I'm talking about. Welcome, glad you're here. This is also for people who have had experience with Wix but are still just feeling like they're not getting the most out of it, or feel like it maybe could serve them a little bit better. Then this class is for you also, and let's dive right in. If you have never heard of Wix before, or you've heard of it and you still don't know what it is exactly, Wix is an online editing platform for creating websites that are easy to be changed. You can run businesses on them, you can run online stores, you can use it just as a landing page, but it's a completely user-friendly online platform. And what you do is you can buy a template, you can use one of theirs for free, you can design your own site within the editor, and you can actually purchase the domain from Wix. You have the hosting through them when you decide to purchase a package from them. So they have different tiers of packages, and you can choose which one best suits your business. So I feel like I need to preface this course by saying that I feel like Wix really gets a bad rap. I think a lot of it comes from people not having used it since it first came out, or I don't know why it gets such a bad rap. I feel like people definitely look down on it, or feel like, oh, your website's on Wix, like, childish. But listen, I love Wix. I love using it mostly for its versatility when things quickly, if I want to change a color or change a font or just simple things like that. It's so easy. Whereas on other website platforms, I find that you have to go through a lot of kind of interfaces to get to simple things like just changing a font color or moving a text box. That's why I love Wix, because I can design things just as I am envisioning it in my mind, and I can make it happen like that. And it's super quick. And I love being able to show people really the vast kind of advancements that Wix has made. If you have not checked out Wix within the past 3 years, do yourself a favor and just go on there and see what kind of sites they have, what kind of templates you can begin with. We even have templates for beginners up in our shop, but they have so many up there for free even that people just, I think they don't even know all of the different capabilities that it has. And even myself as a designer, like, they are literally always creating new things, and I'm like, oh, all right, that's a feature now, sweet. And the really great thing that I love about Wix that I have not found with any other website platform, if I'm ever having an issue or there's something that I can't figure out, or maybe I can't find something because it's moved or whatever it may be, they have an online support system, so you can literally go online and submit a ticket, and they will call you back at whatever number you want, which I think is great because it's literally like you're not sitting there on hold. It's amazing. They just call you back and they're like, hey, this is so-and-so. I see you're having an issue with this. Like, what's going on? Like, they're already up to date. They already know what's going on, what you're having trouble with. Amazing. I love that. Or I swear, like, if you're calling them directly, I think maybe the most people I've had to go through is like 2. All I have to do is say, hi, my name is Alexa Roberts. I'm working on this site. In my account, it's blah, blah, blah site. And they're already in there. They can actually edit things for me. They can screen share with me. So they can say, okay, what you're looking for is on this side of the screen. You're going to go here. They can walk me through it if there's something that I need help with. Amazing. Incredible. They can screen share with you. They can fix your issues. Like, I don't think I've ever been on the phone with somebody more than maybe 10 minutes, and it makes my job a whole lot easier that I have somebody to contact like that. So when you're building your own business, like, I understand how important that is, and Wix just, they kill it. Like, they are amazing when it comes to things like that. So another reason I just absolutely love using Wix is because they have this online forum where you can submit any feature that they don't have right now that you want to be able to use on a site. So for example, you could not go on and create like a drop-down menu. You know, people were trying to find workarounds for it and saying, well, I've done this when I'm designing a site, and like, you know, it was fine. Like, you could still design a site and have, you know, the same kind of effect, but everybody was like, guys, come on, like, just build this for us. Like, and I'm not kidding you, like, within like probably a year, Wix was like, oh, here you go. Here it is. We made you these drop-down menus and all of these features. Like, it's so user-driven, and it's incredible. Like, I've not found another software like this. It's just great. I also use Wix to design things like my email campaigns. They actually have so many different marketing tools that you can be utilizing. So email campaigns is one of those that I found really is a lot easier for me because I have tried things like MailChimp. I do like the design features that MailChimp has. I think it's great. It's really great for seeing when people have opened it, when they've clicked on things. But honestly, because I have my entire site on Wix, I also have a whole database of people who have used my site to subscribe to the mailing list. So I have a whole database of their information and their, you know, obviously email addresses that they've provided and things like that. So it's all in one place. So that way I'm not hosting my website with Wix and designing it with Wix, but then jumping over to MailChimp to do the email marketing campaigns. It's just, I find that simplifying it like that for me is it's just easier if it's all in one place. I don't have to think about like, okay, where did I put that thing, because I'm using a lot of software. And I mean, I've been in that place before, just trying to use what seemed to work for everybody else. And if using Wix to do all-in-one is not your thing, the platform, that's fine. It does have marketing features that are really great, and they're really advancing them all the time. So definitely look into those. So when you're designing an email campaign, for example, you can use what's essentially the same as an editor to create an email campaign. So you can like change the background color, you can change the fonts, you can make a little layout, and you can insert videos and GIFs and, you know, whatever it is that you're putting in there. So it's really great because you can send a test email to yourself, to somebody else. You can see what it looks like on the mobile version. Like, it's super comprehensive and really easy. If you don't want to design it all yourself, they have templates for the email campaigns in there, which is great because, you know, we all have to start somewhere, and Wix allows me to do that, and it's all in one place. So I really love it for that. And this is one of my favorite things to use as a web designer and as a business owner. Sending out trigger emails are everything. If you're not using triggers, message me, we need to talk, because they can just like seriously free up so much of your schedule. And not just free up your schedule, like it's freeing up valuable brain space to run your business. It's great. So the way that Wix utilizes email, triggered emails, is you can design a specific email to be sent out when a certain task happens on your website or a certain action is performed by somebody when they visit your website. So for example, I have on my website a freebie that pops up whenever somebody enters the site. They don't have to do anything for that to happen. I have it set up automatically with a lightbox on Wix. So they come to my site within like, I think 5 seconds or so. They get a pop-up that says, you know, thanks for visiting us, here's a freebie just because, and that prompts them to enter their email address. So what they can do then is they enter their email address, and then what I've set up on the back end of my Wix trigger emails is anytime somebody enters their email address in that lightbox, they automatically get this welcome email that I have designed. So you can make it whatever email you want. You can use it from a template, you can design it yourself like I talked about before. you can literally make it anything that you want. You can attach it to any specific action that you want. So you could make it, whenever somebody clicks this specific feature and puts their email in or checks yes to subscribe to an email list, they get this email sent to them. You can make it whatever you want. The possibilities are endless, but like literally this is just such a cool feature. So like if you're ever wondering how businesses have done that, like, hello, that's how it is. Triggered emails, you put in your information and you're automatically getting a welcome email. It doesn't have to be a welcome email. It can be, whatever. So they get the welcome email and they also get the freebie when they enter their information on our site. But it can be, whatever information that you have set up to give them. I mean, like, imagine like how crazy would it be if like literally every time somebody visited your site, wanted a freebie, put in their email address, and then like you got an email from Wix like, hey, somebody entered their email, and you were like, oh my god, crap, I gotta like email them this. That would be crazy. Like in the middle of your day, like stopping to do all of that. Like, no, we're not doing all that. We're not doing all that. Like, we're too busy for that. We're trying to build a business over here. Like, you don't have time to be like stopping and doing all of that. And it's not because you don't care about every new client or new customer or visitor to your site. Obviously we do, but like we have to give them the best experience possible. And the best experience possible is something that is quick and efficient and is a good use of your time as well. So the triggered emails are perfect for that. They're great. I love them. I'm still trying to figure out more creative ways that I can use them on my site specifically. But yeah, the possibilities are endless. So love that feature. This feature on Wix has me so excited. I use it for my site. I recommend it for other people. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it, but I use it because it makes my life so much more efficient. I use it for my own site. I started integrating this feature because I was having a lot of client phone calls, consultation strategy, discovery calls with people being like, hey, I want to learn more about this service. Can we grab coffee? And it may not have been over the phone. It may have been through an email or whatever. Okay, great. So happy to meet you and talk to you. But like, oh my God, I cannot stand. I call it email tennis. Like literally it's like, okay, I'd love to meet you. Okay, what time are you available? Okay, well this day works for me. How about this time? Nope, sorry, I have something going on that day. Where do you want to meet at? Well, what's close to you? What side of town are you going to be on? Like, oh my God. I like, are we serious? Like spending that much time to make one appointment? Nah, I'm not here for it. I can't do it. So I started using it on my website because I was just getting a lot of emails like that. And even if it wasn't clients, I don't mean this to sound as like, I don't have time for you, just do it on my website. Like that's not where I'm coming from at all. But I just feel like it's a lot better use of both of our time if I can just say, yeah, I'd love to meet up with you. The easiest way to do that so you can look on your calendar and mine at the same time is to do it online through this link. And people usually don't have a problem with that. They usually say, okay, great. I send them the link, or I also have the link in my email signature, which is so bomb. Like it's super helpful for people if, I'm talking about, hey, we should get together for this date. They can just go to the email signature and click it. It takes them straight to the booking feature on my Wix site. So they can put in all of their contact information. You can set whatever information you want to receive from them. So if you want a first name, a last name, an address, a email, obviously to reach them at, a phone number, you can request them to put all of that in there. If you need a little bit more information, like kind of a short answer form like that, you can also request for them to put that in there, which is amazing. But you can also customize it design-wise too. So I've made ours just really simplistic because our brand is black and white and blue creative purple. So that's what it is. But you can change that to whatever you want to, because that's the great thing about Wix is visually you can make it so as crazy as you want, as simple as you want. It's all right there, and it doesn't stop when it comes to the booking feature. You can make it look like the rest of your site. When it comes to integrating your calendar through your online booking feature, basically what that means is I can set up my Wix online booking and scheduling feature to integrate seamlessly with whatever online calendar I'm using. So I have an iPhone, I'm using my iCalendar, but I have my Google Calendar linked to that, if that makes sense. It's just my Google email. That to connect to my Wix site, follow me here. So any appointment that I have booked on my Google Calendar, and I will show you that here, anything that I have booked for that is going to block out those times on my Wix booking calendar. So somebody cannot essentially take a date that I already have something scheduled or going on, which is amazing because you will never be overbooked. Again, it's physically impossible. Like if I have a meeting at 4 o'clock tomorrow and that's already on my calendar, then that appointment slot is not going to be open on my Wix online calendar, which is incredible. Like it saves you so much headache, and it sends that person you can set it up to send them a confirmation email, or I get an email that says, hey, somebody booked with you, here's the information for that, and it gives me in the calendar appointment. So it's going to put that appointment on my calendar, not just tell me like, hey, somebody did a thing on your website. It's going to automatically put that appointment on my calendar. Perfect, thank you. Wix is my own little assistant now. And then it's also going to tell me in the calendar notes, this is the client's name, this is their email, this is, any other information that they put in here, what they want to talk about, the agenda. It's like literally using Wix as your own personal assistant. And it's just, I don't understand why more people aren't doing this. You can also set it up to work with multiple members of your team or of your company. So for example, I have a girl who does client relations for me, and when I need her calendar on the schedule, I can also set that up too through Wix. So say I want her to be available for coffee dates or for initial consultation meetings, I can link her calendar to our Wix booking as well. So anything she has on her calendar will be blocked out so that she does not get overbooked as well. If you want to use all your brain power and your energy and not be multitasking as much, this is like an amazing life-changing feature for you. This feature on Wix has me so excited. I use it for my site. I recommend it for other people. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it, but I use it because it makes my life so much more efficient. I use it for my own site. I started integrating this feature because I was having a lot of client phone calls, consultation, strategy, discovery calls with people being like, hey, I want to learn more about this service. Can we grab coffee? And it may not have been over the phone. It may have been through an email or whatever. Okay, great. So happy to meet you and talk to you. But like, oh my God, I cannot stand. I call it email tennis. Like literally it's like, okay, I'd love to meet you. Okay, what time are you available? Okay, well this day works for me. How about this time? Nope, sorry, I have something going on that day. Where do you want to meet at? Well, what's close to you? What side of town are you going to be on? Like, oh my God. Are we serious? Like spending that much time to make one appointment? Nah, I'm not here for it. I can't do it. So I started using it on my website because I was just getting a lot of emails like that. And even if it wasn't clients, I don't mean this to sound as like, I don't have time for you, just do it on my website. Like, that's not where I'm coming from at all. But I just feel like it's a lot better use of both of our time if I can just say, yeah, I'd love to meet up with you. The easiest way to do that, so you can look on your calendar and mine at the same time, is to do it online through this link. And people usually don't have a problem with that. They usually say, okay, great. I send them the link, or I also have the link in my email signature, which is so bomb. Like, it's super helpful for people if I'm talking about, hey, we should get together for this date, they can just go to the email signature and click it. It takes them straight to the booking feature on my Wix site. So they can put in all of their contact information. You can set whatever information you want to receive from them. So if you want a first name, a last name, an address, a email, obviously to reach them at, a phone number, you can request them to put all of that in there. If you need a little bit more information, like kind of a short answer form like that, you can also request for them to put that in there, which is amazing. But you can also customize it design-wise too. So I've made ours just really simplistic because our brand is black and white and blue creative purple. So that's what it is. But you can change that to whatever you want to, because that's the great thing about Wix is visually you can make it so as crazy as you want, as simple as you want. It's all right there, and it doesn't stop when it comes to the booking feature. You can make it look like the rest of your site. When it comes to integrating your calendar through your online booking feature, basically what that means is I can set up my Wix online booking and scheduling feature to integrate seamlessly with whatever online calendar I'm using. So I have an iPhone, I'm using my iCalendar, but I have my Google Calendar linked to that, if that makes sense. It's just my Google email. That to connect to my Wix site, follow me here. So any appointment that I have booked on my Google Calendar, and I will show you that here, anything that I have booked for that is going to block out those times on my Wix booking calendar. So somebody cannot essentially take a date that I already have something scheduled or going on, which is amazing because you will never be overbooked again. It's physically impossible. Like if I have a meeting at 4 o'clock tomorrow and that's already on my calendar, then that appointment slot is not going to be open on my Wix online calendar, which is incredible. Like it saves you so much headache, and it sends that person a you can set it up to send them a confirmation email, or I get an email that says, hey, somebody booked with you, here's the information for that, and it gives me in the calendar appointment. So it's going to put that appointment on my calendar, not just tell me like, hey, somebody did a thing on your website. It's going to automatically put that appointment on my calendar. Perfect, thank you. Wix is my own little assistant now. And then it's also going to tell me in the calendar notes, this is the client's name, this is their email, this is, any other information that they put in here, what they want to talk about, the agenda. It's like literally using Wix as your own personal assistant. And it's just, I don't understand why more people aren't doing this. You can also set it up to work with multiple members of your team or of your company. So for example, I have a girl who does client relations for me, and when I need her calendar on the schedule, I can also set that up too through Wix. So say I want her to be available for coffee dates or for initial consultation meetings, I can link her calendar to our Wix booking as well. So anything she has on her calendar will be blocked out so that she does not get overbooked as well. If you want to use all your brain power and your energy and not be multitasking as much, this is like an amazing life-changing feature for you. So this next feature of Wix is the Wix SEO or search engine optimization. Wix has an SEO wizard, I believe is what they call it. Basically, it just makes it really simple if you have no clue how to use SEO to begin with. Quick definition is SEO is just the way that you can connect your website, your online presence, whether that's blog posts, written information or digital images, the way that you can connect those to search engines so that they can find you. So literally anytime you Google something, what Google is doing is it's searching all of the internet and finding the same terms that they can find on websites, or they can find attached to digital images and saying, yep, that's what they search for, that's what they search for, they search for that, and it's compiling it into a list that is Google, and that's what you're seeing in the Google search results. So the goal, right, to grow your business is to be found on things like Google. So I want to be found when people are searching Columbus, Ohio web designer. So terms like that is what I'm going to input into my Wix SEO wizard so that I can be found. So the wizard is awesome because it will literally take you through and show you every single page what is missing, and it will show you homepage, these are the terms you need to add, these are the site descriptions that you need to add, these are the images that still need to have words attached to them so that people can find them. And it will let you test those pages that you've worked on and tell you if there's any errors on them, which is like super helpful, because even as a designer like me, I am more of a designer, and yes, I understand SEO and have done it successfully. My background is not in marketing per se. That's not what I studied in school, but Wix makes it easy. If that's not your forte, they make it manageable, and using the SEO wizard is kind of like little bite-sized chunks, and it's helping you get through your entire site and optimize it to be found by search engines in really manageable portions like that, and making sure that you're testing it along the way. So that's the SEO wizard. Every other part of Wix usually has a feature where you can utilize your SEO. So even your like gallery of, say you have a portfolio on your website of past work, you can go in for each image on that portfolio and add alternative text. So anytime somebody is searching for, hand-painted wildflowers, whatever it may be, your image will come up because that's the same text that you've attached to your portfolio image. So that's just an example, but you can use so many SEO features with Wix that I think many people just disregard. I don't know why people are just making all these assumptions about what Wix can and can't do, but it's absolutely something that Wix can do, and it can even tell you, your SEO dashboard can even tell you, like it'll send you notifications like, hey, people are finding you on Google, and your site came up 17 times, whatever it may be, when people search for this term, and this is how people are finding you. So it's really great, like if you are a little intimidated by things like Google Analytics, because their dashboard is not really the easiest to kind of get a grasp on. Wix really makes it user-friendly, so if you're just starting out and you're just trying to really navigate these seemingly complicated waters of search engine optimizations, it is doable, and you can start doing it literally immediately, and Wix will walk you through how to do that. So a feature that Wix has had for quite a while is e-commerce, or having an online store. Now, like I said earlier, this is part of a package that you can buy when you're first starting to use Wix, or something that you can upgrade to later if you find yourself selling either digital or physical products. Their online stores allow for both of those features. So a lot of people are kind of familiar with hearing things like Shopify or Etsy or things like that. What's unique to having your own e-commerce store is it's just you selling it. So if you have the good site design, you have the good following, you have the good search engine optimization, if you have all of that, then you are also getting an e-commerce platform that doesn't have anybody else competing with you on the little sidebars, or advertising their product right next to yours. You are on a site where it's just your product. You don't even have to worry about it if it's just hosted on your own website. Wix's e-commerce stores rates are very comparable with anything else that's out there, if not a little bit lower than some of the commission rates that people are charging the past year or so. Different e-commerce sites are raising their prices, or just not being clear exactly about how much they're going to be charging you in commission, whether that's per item or per month or, per transaction or whatever it may be. So with any online e-commerce platform, definitely make sure that you're checking that out if it's not Wix. But Wix, yeah, is definitely one of the most competitively priced, I feel like, when it comes to rates like that. I believe that the transaction fee is something like 2.9%. It could have changed by the time you are seeing this. That's, I believe, where it was when I started my e-commerce store, which was really competitively priced for everything else on the market. But what's great about having an e-commerce store with Wix, the fun part is it allows you to sell without being there 24/7. So your website, your online store is actually selling while you're asleep, selling while you're out hanging out with your family. Like it's your store is always there. So instead of you schlepping all of your handmade goods around to markets on the weekend, which may be profitable and great for you, and like kudos to you for making all of your money that way, that's great. But if you're finding, times are a little slow like that, or you just want to be able to expand your markets, having an e-commerce store with Wix is a great option because you can have a beautiful gallery of photos there. You can change the different option of how you show your products. You can add things like a search bar. You can add things like a price range, so people can only see products in their certain price range that they want to be shopping for. You can set up things like a mini cart design. So every time somebody adds something to their cart, a little sidebar pops up and it'll tell them like, hey, you just added this, this is your new total, whatever, give them an option to check out or keep shopping. You can have things like a little quick view so people don't want to open a brand new page every single time to look at a product. It'll just pop up a little tiny box with a photo, description, whatever. They can click out and keep scrolling through your gallery of products. E-commerce basically allows you to expand your markets and sell when you yourself aren't available to be selling. And like I said, you can have an online store with a physical product where you're actually shipping it out. You can have it with an online digital product where you are sending a file. You can add multiple different products, multiple different price points, different galleries, and it will all be saved in a dashboard of your products. And additionally, Wix also lets you make individual pages for that. You can customize the checkout page. You can send confirmation order numbers. Like it's like a legit online store. When Wix has things like this and people are like, oh, Wix, I'm like, you don't even know. Like you don't even know like all of the sweet things that it can do. Like that any other website platform would make so much more complicated. Yet another marketing feature, I guess you could consider it marketing, social media integration that Wix makes available for you to use is creating social posts. So just as they make the editor super simple to change text and change the layout and literally use what they're most known for, their drag and drop feature. So literally dragging something from one side of the screen, moving it to where you want, changing it, altering it in whatever way. They are now allowing you to create social posts, so Instagram posts, Facebook posts, online advertisements, the same exact way. So it reminds me a little bit of Canva from the Wix editing portion of where you're creating that. You're then going to be able to export it, save it on your computer, upload it straight to things like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, like literally anything you can imagine. You're going to be able to use it on there. Now, personally, I am not using this feature yet for my business, just for the fact that the only places that we really post are on Instagram and Facebook. The way that I do that now is I have a pre-made Instagram grid. So I'm literally creating all of the content weeks in advance. That's the only reason that I'm not using it. It's not because I don't like the Wix social post feature. It's just because I use different kind of method based on how I want my Instagram to look. I am actually really excited to start kind of getting in there, and a friend of mine who does social media management is actually starting to, you know, explore that feature, because it's going to be like something great for her to utilize for clients, or to show them if they want to use that on their own. Like, it's so, like, it's foolproof. Like, it is like, you just have to see it. Like, we were joking the other day, you can literally spend hours just like exploring all of these new features that they're constantly adding. So yeah, creating social posts has never been easier. And when you're using a social post creation feature like this on Wix, the thing is you can make them and just kind of save them in that dashboard area, and or save them on a computer, export them. That way you're not having to be like, oh, I gotta post on Instagram today. All right, let me go into Wix, and like, oh my God, if you're doing that, like, you just gave me the worst anxiety ever. Make your life a little bit easier. Just go in there and you can create, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one for every day of the week. Like, you can make them all ahead of time, have them there in advance, sitting there, and then when you're ready, you can take them and upload them. So yeah, so much easier than creating them from scratch every single time. Like I said, they have templates there for you to start from as well. So some of the ways that you can integrate a subscriber sign up form for your Wix site, I mean, I've seen literally everything. Like for blog sites, for example, if you want to let people know when there are new posts that come out on the blog, you can set up a subscriber sign up for them to get emails when you have a new post, and the actual links to the post, or just a little reminder like, hey, there's a new post up, go check it out. You can basically create a subscriber sign up for anything, for when you get a new product, for when you add a new team member, for when there's a big announcement, literally anything. If I want people to get notified every time there's a new product or new digital template or things like that, I've had a subscriber form sign up for that. So maybe I only have, you know, however many, 1 or 2 products up, but you want to let people know, hey, there's going to be more coming in the future. Like, we are working on this. Even though they're not there yet, having a subscriber sign up form is going to allow people to stay in contact with you, which gives you their email, allows you to contact them in the future with their permission, and it kind of gives you this bond with them so that they know, okay, well, I can, like, I don't have to keep coming back to this website because they're just gonna let me know. Like, and I freaking love when websites do that. Like, if I'm looking on a site and like some product is out of stock and there's a feature where they're gonna email me and tell me when my specific size or color or whatever is in stock again, and I don't have to keep like going back and checking, because I'm never going to, because I'm gonna forget. Like, that's the greatest gift you can give me. Like, just email me and be like, hey, it's back, and then I will click and go buy it. You can also make subscriber sign up forms happen virtually anywhere on your Wix site. It works just like any other feature, dragging and dropping it. So I've seen it pop up in pop-up boxes or light boxes when people visit a site. The bottom of footer bars, like, hey, if you want to stay in contact and hear about new things we're launching, subscriber form. And Wix is always adding new designs. So obviously you can customize it to match your branding, your fonts, your colors, all of that. But they are also adding new designs, new kind of templates, starting points for you as well. So always check back, because they're So one of my biggest secrets running a small business with Wix is that I am actually really proud of myself. I've learned how to utilize Wix to basically be like my own personal assistant when it comes to some things, which is incredible. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. People diss Wix and they're like, it can only build websites. Wrong. It can be your own personal assistant if you wanted to, and I'm going to show you how. You can literally use Wix to do things like invoicing and payment processing. So payment processing on the side of like if you're having an e-commerce store or a product that people are buying, obviously you can set up for them to be able to put in their credit card information. But for a long time, what we also used their kind of accounting finance software for was for actual invoices for our clients, because if you have a digital form of invoicing, some people love it, some people hate it. If you hate it, ignore everything I'm saying right now. But for me, I found that it's way less friction when it comes to getting paid for our services or getting paid for your products. There's so much less friction, especially because we work with people who are not necessarily always local, because we can work remotely from anywhere for people. So rather than saying, hey, the work is done, our contract is up, send me that check in the mail, and then like hoping that they remember to do it. Like, that sounds like an awful plan, sorry. I actually saw that they added an invoicing feature, and I was like, well, might as well put that on here because everything else we do is with Wix. So the invoicing feature is literally, it's just like if you were to use something like QuickBooks, where you can, change your little logo, you can put your business information on there, you can put the amount, what the work is for, a description, a price, all of that, just like any standard invoice. But then you can send that invoice right away to the client, and you are able to see when that client opens it. Wonderful. So you never again have to like go back and forth with like, oh, did you get this? Oh, no, I didn't get it, or blah, blah, blah. Or like if you have some people trying to be sneaky, you can be like, I know you got that. I know you opened it because I saw the little icon there on my Wix dashboard, it told me. And you can also connect your payment processing to that. So whatever payment processor you are using, they will charge you a fee for, processing the transaction. And all of that is done without you having to do anything extra. You just connect your payment processor one time to your Wix invoicing software, and you're good to go. So it will send the invoice to somebody. That person can open the invoice. You can customize what it says when it pops up in their inbox. If it says thank you, or if it says, hey, this is overdue, whatever. Like, you can make it say whatever you want, and that person gets the invoice and they can immediately pay it online. So they click pay here. It gives them the option to enter their credit card, debit card information, or even pay with PayPal, I believe, is another thing that they allow you to do now. So you can connect that and they can put it in there, and yeah, you get paid so much quicker. And if not quicker, it's just peace of mind because you've done everything. Wix's original and exclusive stock photos and vector illustrations. Now, you may be thinking, what the heck does that have to do with building my business? Listen, it does. So I get clients sometimes who are small businesses starting out themselves. They haven't necessarily gone out and paid a studio to produce them, custom stock photography or just brand photography in general. So they may just need to find some cohesive images that are going to work for the time being, and Wix is a great option to start with that. They have a whole gallery of images that they have custom created that literally are gorgeous, that are like not cheesy, they're not what you think of when you think of stock photos, and they're free. Like, oh my God, Shutterstock, move over. Sorry. Not sorry. If you're still using something like that, you have to give this a try. So literally in your website editor, you will go over to the sidebar, you will click the plus icon, and you will click images, and you will go over to the side and click like Wix original gallery or something like that, and a whole slew of images will come up. They're categorized already if you want to search for things like landscapes, textures, patterns, literally anything else you can imagine, like objects, illustrations, all of it's on there. So you can scroll through that, and they're really great quality images. So you're not going to have kind of like pixelated or blurry images. Like, you don't even have to worry about that. And if there are things that you want to change about the images on Wix, when you choose that photo, you can then open up the photo editor and you can crop the image, you can change the sizing, you can edit the color of the photo, you can add a frame to the photo. You can do all of that within the photo editor. Then you can choose that image and slap it on your Wix site. Copyright free, don't have to worry about getting sued. It's like perf. If you do not want to use a photo necessarily, you can use things like a vector image. And what that allows you to do is use like a little illustration that they've made, which are so cute. Like, I could spend all day checking out these little illustrations, and you can literally change every individual color to match your own branding. Genius. Illustrator, drag them into your Wix gallery, use them just as Wix's vector images, and change the colors and put them on your site. And there you go. You have images and stock photos and branding that you can use without having to virtually create it yourself.